Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ohio State Calling Show here at Ohio State at the voice of college football. I'm your host, Garrison Gaddy, as always, on a Monday and Thursday here for you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you would like to also check out the awesome content that we have around the voice of college football, whether it be our website at www.bocfb.com, or you can check out all the awesome writers that we have here at the voice of college football that help keep you up to date what is going on around the greater landscape of the sport. Also, I can show you the weekly schedule that we have here on our channel here at Ohio State, the Voice of College Football. Also, if you would like to shop and see what we have, go ahead and visit www.bocfb.com/shop. We have everything for you there, from mugs to beer koozies, to sweatshirts, t-shirts, hat. We have it all there for you. Again, that's bocfb/shop. Well, everybody, bye week, of course, another improvement week for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Of course, with a new landscape of college football, it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate one bye week as it is, so to go ahead and have two now, it's not fun. But hey, you know what it is? We get to go around, watch the rest of the sport. Hopefully, we have a successful hate watch like we did last 2 weeks ago in the sport. But a few things here I would love to talk to you guys again about, and again, everyone's the call-in show. So go ahead, ask questions away, and we can talk about it here. Leave comments in the chat. If you would like to call up, here's the call-in link for you right here. And we do have someone coming in today that they were going to come in earlier this week, but we weren't able to make it happen. But we're gonna have a good conversation about our quarterback versus his. And also, everybody, if you haven't checked it out, by the way, I posted it earlier. Of course, I told you guys I want to give you guys more content, do more fun, cool things for you guys, I guess if you want to call it that way. I'm going to share the link with you guys. Of course, once you're done here, go ahead and check it out. But I have Max Chadwick of the PFF, Pro Football Focus college football show on today. We did a nice 15-minute video talking about Julian Sand on their show. Him and Dalton, they said that Julian Sand was the best quarterback in college football. And so I really wanted to have him on there, Max, that being, talk about that, what makes him the best quarterback in college football, what their numbers tell him, what his eyes tell him, and all that good stuff. I'm going to post right here for you guys here in the chat so you guys can copy it, paste it, watch whenever you guys feel the need to. Shout out to Richie Does, man. Everybody, Richie's in the chat. Says, Garrison, what's good? Not much enough, brother. Not much. Actually, it's a pretty busy midweek for me right now, watching my cousin and my little nephew and a dog. So that's fun. By the way, everybody, again, the call-in link is right here. If you'd like to call in, talk college, Ohio State football, talk anything going around the sport. I mean, heck, if you want to talk about Chauncey Billups getting hit by the feds, we can talk about that. All right, shout out to Richie Dubs. He said, I think this is the last year for two bye weeks. I hope so. I would really hope so. I mean, heck, in the NFL, you only have one. So it's kind of confusing to me on why we have two. I think it honestly has to do with how extensive the sport is. I'm guessing because the guys are not as built as NFL players. That's why you have the 2 bye weeks to kind of let up off the stress on the bodies. But, no, I agree with you, Richie. I can see it going away. Shout out to Sage, Ohio, for being here. Says, hello, Buckeyes. Hello to you, my friend. Philip Buford, what's good, everybody, man? Philip, good to see you here, bro. Always love it when you're here. Love talking football with you on here, my guy. See, Rich says one thing about the PFF guys I don't like is that they like saying too much. Hey, man, you know, and right now they do. And let's be honest here. I mean, there's a lot of reason to like Julian Sand. I mean, outside, let's just take away the 80% completion percentage that right now he's on pace to break the NCAA record, not just the Ohio State record that Will Howard set last season. But I mean, you look at his poise, you look at his pocket presence, you look at how confident he is out there. You look at the fact that we're able to put him out there and say, hey, We need you to go throw the ball 40 times in this game, 42 to be exact. He completes 36 of them, throwing 85.6%, I believe. So I look, man. I mean, everything he does right now is awesome. And the best thing about Julian Sand is that he doesn't put the team in harm's way. But I get you, Richie, man. They like him, but what's he supposed to do, Richie? Go out there and play like ass? I mean, hey, it is what it is. Shout out to Aaron. Says, oh, there we go. What's up, Buckeye fam? It says, what's up, game? What's going on, my guy? Always good to have you in here. Chavis. Oh, Ken Chavis, man. Good to see you here, my guy. Oh man, everyone's in here right now. See, shout out to Jack Risfold. He says, Indiana Hoosier, if they win this weekend's game, they will go 5-0, 8-0. I have the most respect for Indiana Hoosiers and Ohio State, two teams fighting for the right to win the Big Ten. Yeah, it's a different world we live in now, everyone, where we can sit here and say that Ohio State and Indiana are on the front row seats right now to go to the Big Ten championship and play each other. And what honestly, I mean, if both these teams went out, we are looking at number 1 versus number 2 in the Big Ten, and we haven't seen a matchup like that. I mean, outside of our team and the other state, in Teton, last time was 2006. So that would be awesome. It'd be the first time 1 versus 2 in a Big Ten championship for sure. But well, I think what Indiana's doing right now is impressive. I mean, you look at the turnaround that Signetti has done from last season, and then you double down and your team is better this season. It's so impressive, man. I have a lot of respect for that program too. I mean, years prior, it was always known that Indiana can score some points on you, but they're never going to stop you, whereas now that's not the case. I mean, I saw this earlier today, everybody. Ohio State and Indiana are the only 2 teams in the country who are top 10 in run defense and pass defense. So, yeah, man, they're doing some impressive stuff down there. Again, everybody, no, Moose, you got to spell it right, my friend. It's T-Ton. I'll spell it for you right there. That team up north. There you go. But, everybody, before we continue here, don't forget to go ahead and hit that like button. Also, copy that link, share it on your social medias if you could do that also. But let's bring our first caller, our weekly caller, our most he loves his Buckeyes. He's very confident in them. I said T-Ton. What are you talking about? Moose, it's okay, brother. I can care less. Shout out to Jam real quick. Greetings, Garrison. Always greetings to you. Always greetings to you. All right. Everyone's favorite caller, Caden the Diesel. Caden, happy Thursday. Caden, are you there? Oh, okay. Caden, looks like you're not there, my guy. So we're going to bring you down real quick. But while we're waiting for people to call in, everybody, again, the call-in link is in the chat. Something that I want to celebrate here, because I think it's important that we celebrate the guys on our football team. The Red Bull, the energy drink, they have basically announced their new college cover boy athlete, the first college athlete to ever be on a can. That is our guy, the best player in college football, Jeremiah Smith. First off, congratulations to him. Nobody deserves it more in this sport. And honestly, when you think, and I think this is really cool in terms of recruiting wise for Ohio State right now, because you see that if you go to Oregon, I can understand why you get a Nike deal. It's quite easy for you, especially if you were a big time athlete. But for Jeremiah to go out, get this Red Bull sponsor, I mean, he didn't go get. I mean, they asked him if he wanted to be a spokesperson for them. I think that's really cool. And I think down the line for Ohio State recruiting, when you see something like that, when you see a brand as big as Red Bull going out, grabbing Ohio State players, wanting to make them the voice of their product in the college game, that's awesome. Honestly, that's really cool for him. And again, like Drake said in one of my favorite verses from the song "Lord Knows" of Rick Ross from the album Take Care. He said, I want to see my brothers flourish to their higher purpose. And that's exactly what we want right now for Jeremiah. So shout out to him. Also, and again, Caden, I don't know if you're back there, man, but if you are, you can go ahead. Go ahead and let me know if you're back there. But I want to read this to you guys. This is the article that came out. And this right here is good stuff because it's it's almost like it's a little bit of vindication if you're a Buckeye fan. It's a little bit of vindication because there's a certain referee out there who went out of his way to screw over Ohio State in a playoff game against Clemson on the way to hopefully being the then national champions, the 2019 LSU Tigers. And when I saw this yesterday, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. But the referee from that 2019 Ohio State game, everybody, has been indefinitely and permanently suspended from officiating in college football. And we can read. I'm going to read this with you guys because again, this is good stuff right here. And I'm so happy this happened because it goes to show that no bad deed goes unpunished. I'm actually not sure why it's not showing right now, but yeah, I'm just gonna read this with you guys because again, I'm so happy to hear this because this, if you remember that 2019 game, everybody, it's a specific play that we're talking about here. And that specific play that we're talking about is the play where we force a fumble after a wide receiver makes 3 steps, which is a football play, drops the ball, we take it back for a touchdown, and gets called back for some odd reason. So I'm going to read this to you guys. The 2019 Ohio State football team is considered one of the best teams to ever suit up in program history. You know, it is the 2019 Buckeye team is the best team in program history. Not the greatest, but it's the best team. They went undefeated in regular season and looked like they were going to take down Clemson in the Fiesta Bowl for a shot to play LSU in the national championship. And by the way, shout out to our this is from Scarlet and Game. Shout out to Ryan Stano, our my old co-host for this article. Did a great job here. Unfortunately, they're not given the opportunity to do that. The referees made sure of that, making 2 game-altering calls. The first one was a terrible targeting call that they made on Sean Wade, throwing him out of the game and altering the momentum of the game. If you remember that, everybody, that was a huge play because I think a couple plays later, that's when Trevor Lawrence runs for like 67 yards on us. The second call was much worse, more consequential. After review, a fumble that was scooped up and taken for a touchdown by Jeff Okudah, the best corner in the college that season, was changed to an incomplete pass despite the receiver taking 3 steps both to sin. Again, everybody, that's Ken Williamson. Now the SEC has canned him for his incompetence. You know, first off, shout out to the SEC for letting it happen. If you guys don't remember, that was an SEC crew that officiated that game in 2019, and it's very good, man. I'm very happy that that happened because it goes to show that like there are some bad officials out here, some terrible officials out here. They don't get fined, they don't get suspended. But shout out to the SEC. I see my guy Jackson Johnson down there. Shout out to you guys for actually putting your foot down and keeping the integrity of the sport. That's really in a day and time when we're talking about my Pistons champion Chauncey Billups betting on games and knocking down the integrity of the sport, betting the NBA, which has been an ongoing thing. The SEC went and did this, and that's really good, man. Again, that guy took a championship from us, and I can't. That would never be forgiven. I'm not sure if our first caller was in here, so I'm not sure if you are here, man. I'm gonna have to kick you real quick. If you want to come back up, go ahead, Caden. You know you are always welcome, man, at the Voice of College Football, as long as you don't say anything crazy. But we're gonna be our first caller here. Shout out to my guy Rob from Buckeye Battle Cry. Bro, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just enjoying this Thursday night. I think the Minnesota Vikings are playing at the Chargers, but I will be missing that. I watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit, so but
Are you
other
a
than
fan of like the new episodes?
huh?
Are you like a fan of the new episodes they have?
Yeah, you know they're pretty good. I always when they have the marathons on Channel USA of the old episodes. But yeah, but dude, so I was on the Big Ten rivalry show, and I brought up Michigan versus Ohio State this season. I want to get your thoughts on my input on why Ohio State is going to win the game this year, why they're going to
Let's hear it.
travel to the big house and take care
I'll
of
be there,
business.
by the way. I'll be there.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, I'll be in the big house. And if we win, I don't care if I'm by myself. I will storm the field.
Dude, I'm thinking about punching a ticket as well, man. I saw one going for 323.
Just do it.
So it's
Just do
it's
it.
it's it's pretty tempting, man. It's pretty tempting.
Just do it.
Uh, but so, man, I look at the national championship being a reset for Ryan Day and this Ohio State culture, the culture at Ohio State, and just seeing this team, they're more focused, they're more hungry, they're more determined than ever before. You have a bunch of, the defensive line, it's their first year starting, as I think it was Caden McDonald or Caden Curry saying that, we're a bunch of no-name defensive linemen. We're just coming out here and doing our the best every week. And then
Mm-hmm.
you have Caleb Downs comments at the beginning of the season saying, "Take down the banners. We haven't won anything." And then you have Ryan Day, who has not showed one bit of panic this season.
Hmm.
And it seems like, this national championship again has been a reset for him. He has this, new profound confidence in him. And you can just tell on the sidelines that he's been calm, cool, and collected. And just looking at what Ohio State has this season, the defense, Matt Patricia, they're phenomenal on getting off the field on third down. They've only
Mm-hmm.
given up 19 out of 89 third downs this season. That is elite. That gives your offense a lot more possessions. And if you look at the offense, their run game may not all be there, but when you have a commodity, a weapon like Julian Sand, who is as accurate as ever, throwing 80% completion rate, it's just like why need a run game on third and second or second and seven, or even in a short fourth down situation. I mean, he can make any throw. The receivers know how to work the sidelines as well, great, which is great too. And
Mm-hmm.
I just think, Ryan Day knows exactly what he has. And again, I feel like this national championship has been a complete reset in terms of his mindset. And I don't know if you saw the excerpt from Bill's new book. Pretty much his own team called him out and said like, "Hey, we know why you ran the plays that you did. You and your staff knew that Michigan had a ground game and you wanted to beat them at their own game." And Meldon said, at the end of the day, that cost us a Big Ten championship and another loss against Michigan. And I guarantee you, he's not going to make that mistake ever again. And just looking at what Michigan has now, if they went out, I'm not saying they're going to be more hungry than ever. That last game, if they blow it, they're out of the playoffs. So they're going to be more hungry than ever.
There's a lot to
But
fight for in this game.
yeah, there'll be a lot to fight for on their part. Actually, no, both parts, because I
Yeah.
guarantee you, Ohio State just does not want to lose to Michigan. I mean, these players. But here's my other thought. If you
Mm-hmm.
look at Michigan and them staying on the field for third down, I think they're 26 for 72 on third down. And if you look at Ohio State is on third down getting off the field, like that's going to be that could be a potentially be a problem for Michigan, because that's going to give Ohio State the ball back. Ohio State has controlled the time of possession in games, and take 8 minutes off the clock, 9 minutes off the clock, and they score each time.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to give the ball. Yeah, I mean, obviously Michigan's going to get the ball back, but they're not going to have enough time left, and they're not going. I don't think they're going to be able to extend many drives. So, and here's my last thought on why they're going to go in the big house and beat Michigan. You know, you look back at 2001, and you had all those seniors come together who've
Mhm.
just been through the pain of losing to Michigan over and over and over again. And they all came together and said, no more. And they got it done in the big house in 2001. That's what I feel like this group of, you have 6-year seniors, 5th-year seniors. You know, you have Caleb Downs, who's lost as a starter, lost two in a row to Michigan.
Mhm.
You have Sonny Styles, who was there. And then, I mean, Jermaine Matthews as well, Jeremiah Smith. You know, you have that leadership who's just hungry. And again, those no-name players who are just hungry, they're going to come together and they're going to say no more and they're going to get the job done.
Yeah, I fully agree with you when it comes to Ryan Day get that monkey off his back. You look at how one of the games I always point to is the Texas game, because the same thing happened in the game from 21 to 24, where in the fourth quarter with the one-score game he gets tight. And against Texas, you go into the fourth quarter, game tied, and Texas has the ball. And you come out of that winning by double digits, of course, with one of the greatest plays of all time from Jack Sawyer. And so I think when you you won the biggest game there possibly is. Not to sit here and poo-poo the game against the team up north, but it means a lot. It means that I think it grows confidence in you, right? And
Yeah.
then when you talk about the game specifically, I also agree with you on this, man. Ohio State right now, unless they lead it, they're one of the top teams in pace of play, and they're showing that they can take control of the ball, finish it with touchdowns, drive the length of the field whenever they want, and then what that does. That makes your offense a little bit more desperate to score on our defense now, because our defense is probably not going to give much up to you. And so, yeah, I completely agree with you, man. Wolverine fans can say, "Oh, you guys say it every year." Yeah, we do say it every year because we have reason to believe it's going to happen every year. And so, but I look at the game, and plus, I look at every single rendition of the game by itself and by itself alone. I never compare one to the other. Expect it to mean something. And so, when I look at this year's game, man, the Wolverines, I mean, they of course have a chance to win out here. By the way, if you Ohio State fans, this is gonna sound really nasty. If you want Julian Sand or Jeremiah Smith to have a chance, you need that team to win out. You need, because Ohio State has no big games on their schedule right now, hitting no highs and moments. But then you look at our Ohio State Buckeyes. You have a bunch of guys who've never won that game, a bunch of guys that want to win that game, and a bunch of guys that are hungry to go back and etch their own story at Ohio State, like Ryan Davis. Your story will be told about last year's team. Same for this year's team. Any last second thoughts before I become next caller?
You know, I'm going to make another prediction. Michigan is going to outrush Ohio State. But that's how the game is won. But I don't think this. I think this is going to be the year where that stat just has absolutely no bearing to the game at all.
I'm with you, bro. But you have a good night, man. Always appreciate you, Rob, for calling in, brother. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find my co-host Peter and I at Buckeyes Battle Cry. Battle Cry is one word. We go live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m.
Thank you, brother. Have a good night, man.
Yep. Later.
All right, everyone. Before we continue, quick message here from Mark Rogers and the voice of college football.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the voice of college football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the voice of college football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
All right. We're going to bring up our next caller, my guy, my friend from Alabama at the Voice of College Football, Jackson Johnson. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing all right, good buddy. How you doing tonight?
I'm straight. What's on your mind?
Oh man, like I haven't seen.
Real quick, Jackson. Yeah, again, thank you, SEC, for getting rid of that terrible official.
Oh man,
Oh.
I think you're definitely in the long line of people that are happy with that decision, because I know like Jeffrey was like, oh my god, he hated the officiating from Georgia Auburn.
Real quick, thank you, Jam. Thank you, everybody. If you haven't already watched it, I put the link up top. Go ahead and check out. I had Max Chadwick on from PFF College Football Show. Join me to talk a little about Julian Sam. But go ahead and check it out. Thank you, Jam. I'm sorry, bro. What were you saying?
Oh, you're good. You're good, man. Let me go ahead and put that link out in the private chat so that you can.
Thank you.
Here we go. There we go. Boom. Match Chadwick making that magic with Garrison Gandy. Ohio State Voice College Football. There we go.
I gotta convince you, Jackson, to just produce the show for me.
Distribute. Oh, okay. There we go.
But yeah, man, what's going on?
Well, I keep thinking about Ohio State for the rest of the season. I mean, things are looking great. I mean, I'm looking at that rest of the schedule. Penn State, that looks like a cinch. UCLA should be an easy win for the Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm.
But the real test is Michigan. That's going to be, is this year the year where Ohio State ends the losing streak to Michigan? I believe it can. I mean, I'm kind of at a 50-50.
It should happen. It should.
It should, but it's like I'm at a 50-50, honestly, because I'm kind of juggling who I pick between the two. Because, like, Michigan is likely going to be 9-2 going into the game.
Yes.
And Ohio State's unbeaten. And Michigan definitely wants nothing more than to destroy the unbeaten season of Ohio State.
Yeah. I'm some Ohio State fans would tell you they want them to lose every game. I'm a rare one where, Jackson, I want that team to show up there at all times 11-0 just so I can crap on the season. I want you at your best. I want to play you at your best because I want to beat you at your best. I don't want any excuses. None at all. I do think that when you look at this team, I think there are specific things about each team, and everyone wants to say, throw out the record, it's okay, but at some point you got to talk some football, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that their offensive line is not that good. I think their D line is okay. It's okay. They hang their head on the pass rush, but their pass rush, like their edges get too far field behind the quarterback. And Julian Sam's been pressured over 50 times, blitzed over 50 times, and he hasn't been sacked yet.
Yeah.
I look at things like that. I look at the wide receiver unit they have. I'm not really. Andrew March has been playing good. Shout out to TJ. I told him in the offseason, I said, that's your best wide receiver, and I'm not having a conversation about it. Here we are today. I'm telling you, Jackson, I know more about the team than a lot of Wolverine fans want to admit to. But I think that this year's team, man, you got to get it done. Especially if you come into that game. I mean, you got to get it done no matter what, but you come to this game 11-0 with a chance to go to the Big Ten championship because at the same time, you got to – if you don't go, that means Oregon's probably going. USC is probably going based on what happens in their game.
Oh, God, I hope USC doesn't.
Heck, Iowa only has one. Is Iowa 3-1 in the Big Ten? and they can win out. So I mean, there's a lot going on in the Big Ten at the top of the Big Ten, man. I mean, if you're Ohio State, you got to get that win. It's been 4 years now.
Oh yeah,
You got to get that win.
you have to, because I mean, you don't want the John Cooper comparisons coming. Because I mean, like if you didn't have the 12-team playoff, I think Ryan Day would be in huge trouble, no doubt, on account of the record against Michigan. But because I remember when for those that didn't tune in on my episode, the Jackson with Garrison, and the past college shows on the Voice College Football Network, I always like mention that Ryan Day has this horrible record against Michigan. But here's the thing, though. Dabo Swinney had a horrible record against South Carolina when Steve Spurrier was there.
He did.
And Aaron Persigian had 3 wins against USC from 1964 to 1974. The only time that Notre Dame beat USC didn't result in a national title was 1965. The other 2 were in 66, 73. That's where Notre Dame won it all those years. But this year, can we see the tide turning for the Buckeyes against Michigan? That's going to be the question there. Because, I mean, nobody's going to be thinking like Purdue's going to keep it close. That's not happening. UCLA, Rutgers, they're going to get Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers. They're going to get chewed up like a chicken nugget by the Buckeyes.
I'll tell you what. When you look back at it, I don't know what, because the Wolverine team should be better than they are today later in the season, right?
Right.
But when I look at that, I'm thinking to myself that this might be the best team we face all season. Honestly, I don't know how much better. I don't know if Texas is better than the Wolverines. I don't know that. I actually don't know that. And so, it's gonna be. I can't wait. I can't. I look forward to that game every year. I can't look forward to the Penn State game anymore.
No, Penn State's terrible. I mean, it's like, good grief. I mean, like, Eeyore is happier than Penn State, and he has a nail on his butt.
Right.
I mean, it's like Eeyore's at least putting in some effort on his house. I mean,
right, exactly.
I mean, like Penn State, I have no words for them. They're just terrible. They're terrible.
It's not our program. It's
No.
not. It ain't Bama. It ain't Ohio State.
I wish Penn State would play Pittsburgh every year, though. I would leave
those games to come back.
Oh yeah, I'll leave Penn State alone if Penn State Pittsburgh goes back on an annual basis.
Well, shoot, man. Before we go to the next caller, Jackson, anything else you want to tell everybody about? The last thoughts, and make sure you let everybody know where they can find you.
Well, they can find me on Jackson Johnson 979, where I am now 283 subs away from the magic number 1,000. They can find me on Alabama with the Voice College Football tonight on the Alabama College shows. Jeffrey and I take your calls discussing the Alabama Crimson Tide. Don't get Jeffrey all twisted up on Kurt Cidetti now. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm like, no, not tonight. But of course, Alabama with the Voice College Football is now 37 subs away from that magic number 3,000. Love to get to 3,000 for the month of October ends, but also let's get Ohio State at the Voice College Football to 10,000 subs, definitely before the season ends. And I've got my latest episode of the Jacksonian tonight with Coach Johnny Burtz, as we talk a lot about the Alabama Crimson Tide, and we talk about how terrible Hugh Freeze is and how weak Hugh Freeze is. Like, he's just moments away from getting down on his knees begging for mercy. Like, you're a 56-year-old man looking like you want to beg because you're begging your boss to give you a vote of confidence. Like, that shows to me you're getting fired.
Right.
Like, Hugh Freeze got to go. But in the meantime, we've got some magic. Jeffrey and I have got magic cooking on Alabama Voice College Football. I've got some magic cooking on Jacksonian episodes. And, of course, you can always see Garrison making that magic on Ohio State at the Voice of College Football, including his video with Matt Chadwick discussing Jillian saying so far in the 2025 season. All right here on Ohio State, the voice of college football. And you can also check out Clean Mike Wednesday nights and Wednesday mornings with Buckeyes Live with Mark Rogers, Steve Hellwagon for Buttnuts 247, and Tony German and Kevin Noon for Buckeye Huddle.
Man, appreciate you as always, Jackson, man. You have a good night. Have a good show tonight. Tell Jeff I said what's up.
I will, man. Yeah, you stay safe, stay warm. It's probably colder there where you're at than it is
It's
here.
getting there. It's in the 40s. It's getting there.
Oh, man. Get yourself all the long sleeves you can, good buddy.
All right, man. You have a good night. All right, let's bring up our next caller here. Tyler, what's going on, man?
I'm great, Garrison. How you doing?
I don't know if you guys can hear, but the two kids running up and down the stairs. That's what it is right now for me.
You know, Garrison, that guy getting fired
Mm-hmm.
warmed my heart.
Same here. Same here. And I don't pray for people to lose their job often, but that guy, yeah.
Because I'm a very ultra competitive person.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact is, when we got robbed of going to the national championship in 2019, I
was upset.
I was angry.
I was
angry
because I don't care anybody like, and I was only upset. It's not to say because I think we would have won that game, but it's because that was the best team Ohio State ever had. It still is.
Yeah, but that's good case. It's a good case. But you know what I saw? I saw this. The ESPN says that some Michigan fans are claiming that our strength of schedule is garbage. Garrison. And they are claiming, because we don't play no one. That's one of my other ones I really cannot stand. Oh, who have you played? Who have you played?
I hate that argument. I hate that argument.
Well, who have you played? The two teams you played, Michigan, you lost to them.
No, they well, I mean, they beat Washington, but I mean,
yeah.
But USC and Oklahoma, they stomped a mud hole through you. That's a fact. That's a fact. I had a conversation with a Wolverine fan today, and he told me that Oklahoma didn't beat the crap out of them. I'm like, well, when you go 3 for 15 on third down and they go 9 for 17, you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, if you don't convert on third down, you don't. And what is third down? The money down. If you don't convert the money down, guess what? You're punting.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
So I don't like Michigan. I don't care how good you guys claim you are. I don't care because honestly, if you go 3 for 15 on third down, that just tells me how good your offense is. It's terrible. And well, we have the number 2 ranked defense on third down. So I mean, if you convert 3 for 15 against Oklahoma, what are you going to do against Ohio State?
Yeah, and here's the funny part about. I mean, Oklahoma, that's the number 2 defense in the country, right behind Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get me wrong. Like, do I think our interior defensive line is as good as Oklahoma's? No, but I know it's good enough to stop whatever they got over there on their O line. I know that much.
And they lost Evan Link at left tackle last game.
Which if that's your best left tackle, that's a problem.
And he couldn't even block either, so that tells you a lot.
Let me ask you this: any thoughts on Isaiah West?
I think he's a better. That's a great question because I really debate. I've been really thinking about this. I think a lot. Is he really our second best running back?
Because I think he's the second best running back on this team.
Well, the reason why I say that is because I watched the All-22 Garrison, and I honestly think these running backs have been set up for failure for one reason. No defense respects Julian Sang as a runner.
I'm happy about that. I'm okay with that because we know he can. I thought one of the coolest things about this past game was against Wisconsin is that we ran a zone read option.
Yes.
And he got 5-6 yards out of it. And when I saw that, mind you, Julian Sand has over, I think, around almost 700 rushing yards in his career rushing in high school. So he's not. Listen, is he Lamar Jackson? No, I'm not.
No.
He's not even Will Howard. I've seen Will Howard have a 75-yard touchdown running against Texas.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that he's mobile enough. And so I think the fact that we are able to run a read option with him, and you don't got to do it even 3 times a game. But what you did was that but you put it on tape out there, so all these other teams know, hey, if we really want to, we can.
Since we want to be an RPO offense, Garrison, you got to be able to have a threat of the quarterback. Because every time, if you don't have a threat, that defensive end, I don't care who you have back there at running back, they're going to keep crashing down and stopping the run. So that's where I was going with Garrison, because I don't think James Peoples, CJ Donaldson, Isaiah West, and Bo Jackson haven't necessarily been set up for success.
I can somewhat agree with that. There are some things that they need to get better at, but and actually Ryan Day talked about this 2 weeks ago. They have been purposely running the ball in the middle like that, and I think the reason is because we know we can pass the ball, but we have to be able. Day 1K is because you're always late. You work on CPT, but I think what they're trying to force is like, dude, when we have to get tough yards, we have to get it. And I think the only thing right now, so I don't have it on me. Hold 1 second, Tyler. Let me read this to you. And because I read this last Monday, and I think for everyone else, when you hear this, you're gonna be shocked. Let's see. Here we go. These are the yards per carry for each of our running backs right now. Bo Jackson 6.4, Donaldson 4.15, Peoples 5 yards a carry, and Isaiah West basically 5 yards a carry. But they're missing explosives. That's the problem. They're not being explosive. All right. How about I'm gonna give you a trivia question. And then I gotta get to my next caller, but I want to give you this trivia question. How many carries of 20+ yards do you think we have in Big Ten play?
0.
Boom.
And before I go, Garrison, I got one other thing.
Yep.
Some people don't understand that with this offense, if we are struggling at running the football through the tackles, why not just do a short passing game and get the ball out wide in space and see our receivers break a tackle and get a first down that way too?
Say that one more time.
So if everyone is so convinced that we have no running game, why not just spread out the defense and bring out more people in?
That's something we've been needing to do. And again, I think it's because they know they can do it. I think Ryan Day is trying to work out things that he knows we can't do right now, or things that we're not that good at. And I think that it's same for me. I think sometimes it can be very frustrating to watch, but I think people need to remember we had these same conversations last year, this time of the season. We had the same conversations. And so I've gotten to a point, Tyler, where I've kind of put blind faith in Ryan Day. I just have now. And And the funny thing is, I had blind faith in him before the championship.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm kind of just like, my cup is overfilleth.
Didn't I tell you that we were going to win the national championship?
You did. You did. I had us losing to Oregon.
I'm going to tell you right now, Garrison, I think we're going to go back-to-back as champions.
I'm on the same page. I'm on the same page right now. Shoot, man. Tyler, always appreciate you, man. I have a caller here from the Voice Club. I got someone I've been meaning to talk to here. You should probably I think you should listen to the conversation. Just don't go anywhere. But always appreciate you, man. Look, calling next week. Have some more conversation. Of course, we got little bro next week, Penn State.
Yep.
Lot to talk about that trash team. All right, man. You have a good night.
You too. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later, man.
Bye.
Oh man, I honestly forgot that I keep forgetting that we played Penn State next week. That game completely means nothing to me. Also, real quick, shout out to Doreen for posting this right here in the chat. Happy birthday to Trey Henderson, RB1.5 for sure. And while we're speaking of Doreen, if you would like to become a member, go ahead and hit that join button. You can see the 3 tiers that we have, that being the Block O Club. JT wasn't short because we all know that he wasn't. And we don't give a damn, and you know the rest. Also, if you want to be a member or you are a member, go ahead and follow me at Buckeye_Gaddy. That's Gaddy with a G on X. So in going there, follow me. I'll follow you back. DM me anything that you want to be talked about during the week, anything that's on your mind, any questions you may have, and I'll bring it here on the show for you. Kind of like what I did today with Max Chadwick. We talked about Julian Sand. And him and like guys at PFF College Football call him, and as I do, the best quarterback in college football, which we have someone that we're going to bring on here to talk about that here in a second. But before we do that, our last and quick final message here from the voice of college football. There we go. I'm tripping, y'all. Get your business, product, service, or personal brands to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football, and let's discuss how you also can reach your target market. The Voice of College Football is a growing network with a large following, so let's find out how we can help you grow with us. Check out the experience of one of our current partners, Dan Bin Win Agency, posted here on the screen, and just like them, we are here to deliver for you. Contact us at sponsorships at vocfb.com. Again, that is sponsorships at vocfb.com today. All right. So this is the conversation that was supposed to be had on Monday. Been festering, been wanting to have it because it has to do with our quarterback and some crazy talk from another fan base that shouldn't be talking crazy to us. But we're going to bring up my guy, also from Notre Dame, at the Voice of College Football, Ryan Fravel. My guy, how are you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Coming off a great win. I got beating our little bro into the dirt yet again. So it feels great on a bye week, and now we just kind of chill, kick our feet up this past week, this next weekend, and watch all the chaos, hopefully, and carnage happen again in front of us.
Well, first, let me say that was a good win. I was really mad because I had USC covering that 9.5. Pissed me off. That just pissed me off. But on the other side of that, after you guys lost to Texas A&M, I told everybody, if you want to sell your Notre Dame stock, I'm here to buy it. I'm here to buy it. Everybody. I told Ryan last week. I said, when I was a little inebriated, I thought I had them at number 5 in the nation. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of tempted to do that because if you ask me honestly, do I believe? I'll put it this way: do I believe there are 10 teams that can beat Notre Dame? No, I don't. And if you ask me if they got in the field with Miami again, I might feel a little bit differently. But Ryan,
yeah,
you DM'd me the other day. Oh, I'm getting a lot of background feed from you. But you messaged me and you said something, and I'm gonna pull it up here because I want to reread this. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Where is? Here we go. So let's start with this real quick.
Yeah.
My issue is if Mendoza or Sam played Miami or Texas A&M. But hey, bro, I think I'm getting some feedback from you. I'm not sure. What
Is it
that
good
is.
now? Is it good now?
I think so.
All right, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And it says, but he said, my issue is if Mendoza or Sam played Miami or Texas A&M, I don't think they play as well as Carr did with the O-line issues he had. Now, before I let you go, I want to read this off to you, okay?
Yeah.
Miami is the number 42 pass defense in America.
Yep.
For reference, Minnesota's 40th.
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M is ranked 100. I'm sorry, is ranked 61st.
Mm-hmm.
Boise's 33rd. NC State, your quarterback's best game, is 121st. So, with that being said, Mendoza's a better quarterback than CJ Carr. Mendoza's, I think, and mind you, I'm a CJ Carr fan. I'm someone who spoke his praises. I thought that a lot of Wolverine fans, out of their hate for Lloyd Carr, were shitting on him for no reason. And shout out to my boy Juju, who has told me now that I was wrong. That I was right. He was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But Mendoza was good at Cal last year. And then Julian's saying, look, brother, he's throwing 80%. I don't know what to tell you. But I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. So here, the thing is, like, right, like, I think it's different because I think you would have a better argument with Sayan than you would Mendoza, and here's why, right? I think Carr and Sayan are more talented than Mendoza, right? They're both freshmen, redshirt freshmen, and I think they're more talented. You could now, if the argument is Mendoza's playing better this year, sure. But if I'm going when I say who's a better quarterback, I'm going based off of who I think is better, just a better player, not just the better who's this season. I'm thinking who's the better overall player. I think Sayan and Carr are better than Mendoza. And I think both Carr and Sayan are going to be in the Heisman conversation for the next few years. You know, I think that's going to be an interesting conversation and see how those two grow. My thing is just if you go back and watch that Miami game and you take Carr out of if you put Sayan on our team or if you put Mendoza on our team, with how bad, like you brought up the stats about how bad Miami's pass defense is, right? The problem is their pass defense is terrible or very average at best. We didn't have the ability to take advantage of it because our offensive line was getting turned into turnstiles in less than a second. I mean, Ruben Bain was turning our captain right tackle, who's probably going to be a draft pick this year, into literally like a Roomba. That entire game.
When you say might be a draft pick, what round are we talking?
Probably a third or fourth round.
Okay.
He could probably come back and probably get his draft stock up, but like Carr had no time. He was getting killed in that pocket by Ruben Bain and Mesidor. And the thing is, that's why I thought how he played was so impressive, right? Was because he had no time in the pocket. He didn't have 2 seconds to sit there and, hope and throw a ball to Malachi Fields. That's what I thought why his performance was so impressive. And that's things like I would say Julian Sayin has a better offensive line. I would say Indiana probably has a better offensive line.
Maybe.
But the thing is, if you're playing with our offensive line against that Miami team on that night, week 1, how do those two perform, right? because I think Sand would probably perform well because he played against a really good Texas defense. Texas's offense is terrible, but that Texas defense is legit. It's going to have a lot of draft picks on that defense. So him playing the way he did was very impressive. The thing with Mendoza, right, is that was a part of my other message to you, as I said, I didn't think Indiana was as, I don't think they're as good as everybody's making them out to be right now.
No, Ryan. I think that is hate because you guys aren't the best here in Indiana. I think. Listen, I am very well versed with the state of Indiana. I lived in Fort Wayne for 3 years. Played football, college with the Cougars of St. Francis.
Yeah,
Indiana's better than you.
Oh man, see, part of it, you're probably right, because I will admit part of it is I'm tired of hearing Indiana fans chirp at us this year after we gave them that belt last year when they were talking all kinds of crazy stuff before our game. And to me, if they lined it up against Ohio State tomorrow, I think Ohio State gives them that belt. And we see the difference between those two teams.
Really?
That's
I
just how
disagree
I feel.
with that. I fixed it. It was my mic.
Garrison. I think
we beat him by like 10. I think we beat him by like 10 to 14, but we're gonna struggle to do it.
Oh man, it's
how
hard
much
for
do you
me.
think you beat them by?
Yeah, I think you beat them by 17 to 21 points. I don't
Do you
think
think there's 10? How many teams do you think are better than Indiana?
I think Ohio State's better. I think Texas A&M is better. I think Alabama's better. I think if what? Go ahead.
Indiana is the only other Big Ten team ranked in top 10 in offensive and defense. I mean, pass defense and rush defense. Texas A&M is not a better team than them. Because you got to account for the fact that Indiana has one of the best D lines in college football.
They had that last year, and stats wise, like remember they had the number 1 run defense in the country last year, and then they gave up a 98-yard touchdown to Jeremiah Love, and that completely. That's my thing, right? Is like, and I think Indiana's got a pretty favorable schedule this year again, outside of the Oregon game, which, again, congratulations. That's a huge win to go into Autzen Stadium.
What makes it favorable, though? You're treating them like they're Ohio State. It's Indiana.
I struggle to I want to see them play a team like Ohio State. And
is Oregon? Wait. Did they not mollywop Oregon?
So here's my thing, right?
They beat the brakes off Oregon. In Eugene.
Garrison, I was high on Oregon coming into this year. I was high on Oregon going into that game. I thought Oregon was going to mop the floor with Indiana, to be honest with you. So
because Indiana beats them, now they're not as good as you thought?
Well, no. So here's my thing is like, we're sitting here, it's week 9, right?
Okay.
What is Indiana's best win? Oregon. Okay, cool. What's Oregon's best win? 3-4 Penn State team?
Who cares?
Do we really know how good Oregon is? Like that's my thing is like, could you see a scenario where Indiana wins out the rest of the way? They play Ohio State. They lose to Ohio State by double digits in the Big Ten title. They make it in the playoff and they're a first-round exit. I could totally see that happening.
I could see that happening to everybody but one team.
Who did that? Well, Ohio State. Yeah.
When I look at this is the way I look at it. Do they have a top 10 do they have a top 5 quarterback in college football?
Yes.
Do they have a top 10 wide receiver unit with a top 5 wide receiver on their team?
With Elijah Surratt?
Mm-hmm. Do they have one of the best?
Probably.
Do they have one of the best running back tandems in college football?
Yes.
Do they have one of the best D lines in college football?
Yeah.
Do they have one of the best O lines in college football?
100%.
So what am I missing?
I think there's just
and their linebackers play like a house of fire.
I think there's still a talent deficiency there. Like,
No, of course.
I think,
The
like,
depth.
again, you might say that Indiana's better than Notre Dame, right? Right now. I still think Notre Dame and Indiana lined it up this weekend on a neutral site. I think Notre Dame's beating them. And that's a matchup we very well could see in the first round of the playoff, which
I would love. I would drive to Indiana for that. I would drive to
Notre Dame playing at Bloomington, which was most like, oh please, we would take over their stadium.
When was the last time you guys played in Bloomington?
Because
you guys don't play each other that often.
Probably in the 90s, I think. Early 90s. So, because it used to be a rivalry game, and then both schools kind of just said it's not worth playing it anymore because it was so one-sided.
I mean, Indiana's cooler than you guys. They have Little Five, so.
But no, man. Like I hope that's one of the matchups I hope we do get. It's either if Notre Dame goes to Bloomington to play a rematch of last year's playoff game, that'd be interesting because I think you'd probably see Notre Dame fans take over that stadium. Just because
they're definitely more Indiana fans. I mean, Notre Dame fans than Indiana.
Yeah, so I think that'd be interesting. I just think that if you were to have them go up against an A&M, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama, they may be able to compete, but I don't think I think eventually when you get to a playoff scenario, you're going to see the talent differential because let's be honest, they played out of their minds last year with a bunch of transfer guys from JMU, a bunch of 3-stars everywhere. That's all cute when you're playing Iowa, you're playing Rutgers, you're playing Maryland, you're playing, the middle tier team.
Yeah, wait a second. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jam. I forgot to bring this up, Jam. You want me to expect that you guys would stop Indiana from scoring?
Our defense has actually improved very much from that game. We've held so we play after Purdue. We played Arkansas, who people after we blew out Arkansas, to get the SEC fan. Oh, it's just Arkansas. Oh, guess what? How many points did Arkansas put up on Ole Miss? How many points did Arkansas?
Actually, I'll give you this, Ryan. I'll give you this. Just like Arkansas, Purdue can actually play offense.
They pushed Illinois for a good 3.5 quarters.
They can play offense.
Their offense is much better, but people bring up. I think the problem is people stopped watching Notre Dame's defense after the Purdue game. To me, looking back on it now, the Arkansas performance, holding that team to 13 points when they've averaged, ever since that point, they've averaged almost 40 a game, playing Ole Miss, Tennessee, Texas A&M. That's impressive. Our defense has improved drastically. Last week, we were told we were going to get killed by Mekhi Lemon, and we did something we've never done with Leonard Moore before, and we actually had him shadow a receiver for the entire game, and Mekhi Lemon had 28 yards when he had Leonard Moore on him. So, I mean, I think our defense is heavily improved. And we saw this matchup last year. Elijah Surratt's their best receiver. Leonard Moore took Elijah Surratt completely out of the game last year. Now, again, it's two completely different teams. But if you're telling me, do you think Elijah Surratt's going to be able to get off against the best corner in college football?
The best what? The best what?
Best corner in college football?
You can call him that. I think we have the best corner in college football.
Who?
Jermaine.
Wasn't he the one that got cooked by Great House in the Natty?
I don't know. I don't know. I can care less about that. Wait. What else? Can you tell me what else happened in that national championship game?
Christian Gray did Christian Gray things. We don't talk about that though.
Y'all played man coverage on Jeremiah. That's
dude. You know what? Watching our game against USC, I don't think it changes the outcome, but I feel like we got robbed of having a Jeremiah Smith on Leonard Moore type game.
I think it was a mistake. I think it was a mistake for y'all to put someone across from Jeremiah.
Well, how we even though we lost the game, watching BMO versus Marv in 23 was that was I love that. I love those one-on-ones. I love those type of battles. Even if we still would have lost the game, but if we would have had Leonard Moore shadow Jeremiah Smith the entire game, just seeing best freshman on best freshman best corner versus best receiver. Like, I feel like we got robbed from that. But
I feel you. All right,
But
man. You
no.
want to let everybody know where they can find you, bro?
yeah, man, appreciate you having me on. We definitely need to. I like getting to be able to talk ball with you and everything. But you guys can find me on Frable_Ryan on X. I'm in Spaces a decent amount of time. You can also find me every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central on the Voice of College Football Notre Dame, on Notre Dame Primetime Live, where we cover, game previews, predictions. We also go through recruiting news. Got a lot of big recruiting news from this past weekend against USC. Looks like we might get the best running back in the class of 2027.
Yeah.
So, continue to stuff Lil Bro Penn State in the locker, which is always great. Yeah, you guys could find me out there. But yeah, Garrison, appreciate you letting me come on, man.
No, I appreciate you, man. You have a good night.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right, everybody. That's it for tonight. Again, thank you for coming in here, joining the show. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you like the content that we have here at the Ohio State, the Voice of College Football. Make sure you share what we have here at the Voice of College Football. And as always, OH, IO.